Chasing bears is not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you that. It's work. It's fun work, but it's work. All right, here we are, day 4 of chasing bears. Today I am with my friend Kevin. He's got some fancy optics. He's got a phone camera that goes on his scope, so we're hoping that we'll be able to see some of that, and you'll get to see some of that too, so that'll be pretty amazing. Almost all the foliage has budded, the leaves are out, so it's a little harder to see the bears on the hillside, but we still have some of those blank grassy areas. The dandelions are still all over the place, so we're hoping maybe a bear will be munching on those dandelions on a hillside. Maybe there'll be one in the ditch along the roadside just chewing on dandelions. That's not really what we want. We kind of want to spot it. We want to stalk it. It's definitely a lot more fun. There's a mountainside that we're going to glass right now. Day 4, chasing bears. Maybe we'll get it done today. We saw a cinnamon black bear cross the road, go into the woods. So we're just on this old trail here. It should be coming through here, but we don't know if maybe we spooked it. The wind's coming this way, so it should be good. We might have one. We'll see here in a few minutes. Well, that has to be the sneakiest black bear I've ever seen in my life. It's impossible to know where he is. Well, there's another missed bear. We don't know where he went in the woods. Lost him. We're doing another pass here. Maybe spooked him. I don't know, or maybe he was just traveling. That's the way it is. Chase continues. So we got a couple bison up on the hill. Let's take a look. Kevin's gonna get out his fancy scope. I wish it was bison season. Okay, time to stop for lunch. Hindsight, after looking at some video of that little bear, it was a little bear. So I'm kind of glad we didn't get it. If a shot had presented itself and I had fully seen how small it was, it would have been a tough situation. You might have heard me calling it a cinnamon black. Now, if you're not familiar with bear hunting and bears, and specifically black bears, sometimes you refer to a bear as a cinnamon bear or a cinnamon black bear. That might seem odd since a black bear should be black, shouldn't it? Well, actually not. Some black bears are either phase bears, they're called, so they're a little darker or brown, and then every once in a while you get one like we saw today, which is a cinnamon color. That cinnamon color makes an amazing rug. They're just a beautiful bear. Cinnamon black bear. So yes, it's a black bear species, but it's cinnamon in color or phase in color, a brownish reddish phase. So that's what we saw today so far. We didn't end up getting it, but I'm not upset about it because after looking at the video, it was just too small. On we go. We saw one more bear, a really big black, looked like a boar up top. Lost that one. It went up over the hill. There was no way we could have got to it, but now we're watching another one here up on the hillside.
From left to right, 1, 2, 3, the third little pine tree. You can see the black dot there.
Oh yeah. A little group of trees way off there. We're gonna start hiking. It's quite a hike, but I think it'll be all right. I think he's feeding there, and if anything, he'll go across to the right on the mountain, and we'll be able to have a look as he's going and change our hiking plan. Time to start hiking into that little valley and get a bear. Okay, we made it to the the bottom of this mountainside, but the problem is once you're in the woods, now you've lost your visibility. So we don't know if the bear's moved or if it's still in the same spot. So we're gonna try to get closer and have a look. Little legs, big body. Well, we're halfway up the mountain, but the wind's going straight up the mountain into the bear. So that sucks, but it's beautiful. This is our view behind us and ahead of us. We'll see if this is a bust or not. Okay, lead the way.
We'll try to go up.
Yeah. So Kevin came back down and he didn't find it. And I've been sitting here for about, 7 or 8 minutes. Haven't seen anything. But this is hunting. Sometimes you put lots of work in and it pays off. But I would say most of the time you put in lots of work and it doesn't pay off. Which is why the real payoff is this experience. Like, the road's way down there where we started. You're climbing up a mountain, which is a prize in itself, just to see this beautiful landscape. But there's also this potentially added bonus that you might be able to harvest an animal. Really, even if I were just to see that bear again up here, up close, that'd be great. It'd be great to harvest it, but just to know that we got to where it was. The last time we saw the bear was in one of those drainages feeding. Kevin's still up there somewhere, so I'm assuming he's waiting and watching as well. I'm gonna stay here until he comes down and says it's time to go. But it's a beautiful day. The wind just totally dropped. It's kind of getting dark over there. I think maybe some rain's coming. Because, the wind just died right now. Maybe that's a good thing. But it is silent up on the top of this mountain. It's amazing. Unfortunately, videos like this don't do it justice. It is too difficult to describe what right now feels like being almost near the top of a mountain, this high up, and it being still. It is so calm. If you've never been to the Yukon, put it on your bucket list. While you're here, plan on hiking up a mountain, and hopefully you get something like this, where the wind dies, and it's just peace and calm. The glory and majesty of God's creation, and I'm just sitting here in the middle of it. I'm so blessed. Well, I've been here another 20 minutes or so, still waiting on Kevin to come back down. The temperature dropped and the wind's starting to pick up, so I think that's a rainstorm that's coming in, and I think I'm gonna get wet. It was beautiful for that little time there of peace and calm, but now it's time for some rain. Sometimes you get wet. That's the way it is. I definitely hope I don't have to wait while it's raining on me, but I guess I can go down there for shelter. Still here, a third of the way down the mountain, waiting for Kevin. Still haven't seen that bear. I think it went up over that way. That's fine. I Kind of assumed it was going to catch our wind. The wind wasn't in our favor. It's funny, the wind died after we got here. That didn't work out too well. Okay, so continue the waiting game. Well, a little strange circumstance. I waited and Kevin didn't come back down. So I don't know if he found the bear and started chasing it, but the weather's rolling in. Oh, I hear a whistle. Now I heard a whistle lower than me. So the good part is we both have GPSs and we can see the road. It's kind of easy. The mountain range follows the road, so you just keep going down and you'll get to the road. I just hate to leave him up here if he's still up here. I don't know if he's hiked back down or... Well, if you're ever in this circumstance, maybe have a conversation, have a set time. Okay, well, if we don't meet up at this time, we'll head back down. The weather was beautiful when we came up here, so you never know when weather's gonna blow in. But it's definitely starting. Those clouds don't look nice. Decisions when you're in the wilderness. I'll give it a little bit more maybe. I'll call and whistle a couple more times. Oh, just heard another whistle. That was a whistle. We're headed this way. I got you. As I suspected, he started going to the truck. I thought I was hearing whistles lower than me, so that's a little bizarre, but I was. We got in touch with each other. He yelled up, I'm going to the truck. So now we're heading down this little drainage here. It's pretty nice. Footing's pretty good here. Headed back to the road and then the truck, hopefully before it gets too bad, but it might have blown over. It's so interesting. Look it up there. It's all blue sky, but behind me, where I'm headed, it's pretty dark. Hard to know what the weather's gonna do, but I'm headed down anyway. Maybe I'll see a bear on the way down. Wouldn't that be something? I'd have to call him back up to come help me. If you've never stalked an animal before up a mountain, it's very different. And lots of people climb mountains, but hunting's totally different because you're bushwhacking a lot of the time. There's no set trail. It's not like you see a bear and say, oh, I'll just take this trail right up to where the bear is. Sometimes you might come across a trail that just happens to be in that area, or maybe a game trail. No, you're bushwhacking through it, and every once in a while you get a nice patch of grass like this, which is nice. So I don't roll down the hill. I'm just doing switchbacks. I go along one side here and then down the other, and I just zigzag my way down. It's a lot easier than going through a whole mess of willows, but sometimes you have to do that too. That's just the way it is. And that's why sometimes, like we had here, you lose sight of the animal when you get into the thick stuff from where you first saw it. And sometimes the animal beds down for a nap or maybe just feeds in that area, and you pop out and it's still there. That's what you're hoping for, but it's never a guarantee. So lots of times you have scenarios like this where you're climbing a mountain, hiking into some bush, you end up having to come back down. And that's okay. You had an adventure. That's the main reason we're out here. Sometimes hunting YouTube videos or even hunting shows, stuff like that, kind of makes it look a little bit like every time you go out, you get something. But I'm telling you, that's not the way it is. The majority of the time, you get skunked. But if it were terrible, we wouldn't go back out and do it. But we do go out over and over and over again. And sometimes it lines up. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Kevin's yelling up, making sure I'm all right. He's already down there. On this channel, the Yukon Boys, we try to show you what it's really like. What it's really like is a lot of days you come up skunked. And so this is why you'll hear me often say, hunting doesn't mean harvesting and fishing does not mean catching. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, but that's okay. It's always worth it to just get out here or get out wherever you're at and get it done. Get something done. Get out there. You will never regret going outside. You'll always be glad it happened. Even on the bad weather days, even when it doesn't go right, you did it. It's an adventure and you lived through it and you look back on it with joy, with fulfillment. And so it's worth it. Get out there. Don't waste your weekends. Get outside. I hope you enjoyed the adventure. As always, huge thank you for watching any of the Yukon Boys content. If you'd like to see our hunting playlist, you can go ahead and click up there. If you'd like to see a video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click up there and go ahead and subscribe right here. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that every time we come out with new content, you'll be able to get it right in your feed. Please like, share, follow, and we'll see you in the next video.